Spicy, sweet, and so cheesy. Korean fire chicken sandwich, dude. Today we're whipping this sandwich up on the griddle in just a few minutes. This sandwich is fiery, all right, you get it. Go watch the recipe, I'm gonna eat. Let's make that spicy marinade for the chicken. All right, first we've got the red Korean chili flakes. Then we've got gochujang. You wanna lick the spoon? 1 tablespoon soy sauce. Got 1/3 cup, and I'm using honey. Now, traditionally, rice syrup is what's used, but I have found that gets very, very sticky when cooking on the griddle. Next, I'm gonna grate 2 teaspoons of ginger. You can use minced ginger or grated. Next, we've got 6 cloves of garlic, and I'm just gonna do the same. I'm just gonna grate these right down since I got the tool out. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil here, and this kind of helps thin it out and coat the chicken as we get ready to cook. Then I'm gonna add a pinch of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Then we'll just whisk this together. I know it seems like it's gonna be really spicy, and trust me, it is. Make sure you get your glove on, and we'll add our chicken into the mix. Now I'm using chicken thighs, but you can use whatever you prefer. Chicken breast works too, but I just think that chicken thighs have way more flavor. All right, there we go. All right, I've got the chicken covered up. I'm gonna let this marinate for about an hour, maybe even 2, and then we'll get to cooking it. All right, so it's been a couple hours. I'm gonna go ahead and get the shrink wrap off of this chicken. Man, that smells good. Woo! And I'll set this aside. I've got a couple other things I wanna discuss. So we've got 2 cups, maybe a little bit more, of shredded mozzarella cheese that I hand shredded. Don't buy the pre-shredded. And then I actually got some sesame rolls, which are really cool, these hoagie rolls. So I love sesame, obviously, with Korean food. So on the inside, I have them slathered with some Kewpie mayo. You can use Duke's if you want to as well. We're gonna toast these up and get rolling, so let's go. All right, so today I'm set up with the Weber Slate Griddle. I'm really excited to use this thing. As you can see, it's got plenty of space, probably too much for this recipe, but who's complaining? All right, first things first, let's go ahead and get these toasted. I always like toasting the buns first so I don't have to worry about that at the end. Because I've added a copious amount of mayo, you can see there's no need to oil the griddle ahead of time. These are sufficiently toasty. That should be a new adjective. All right, let's get these off. I'm gonna add 1 more tablespoon of oil and then just brush it around. That way the surface is evenly coated. Now we'll add the chicken. Go ahead and get this spread evenly, if you can hear me. I'm gonna let this hang out for a minute or 2. I really wanna get a sear on one side before we just start, stirring and chopping everything up. All right, let's give this all a stir. Ooh, that's looking good. Nice sear on the backside. When you're cooking this, if you see that it gets a little too dark too fast, just turn down the burner a little bit. All right, so this is pretty much done. Let's portion it out and top with all the cheese. All right, so I've got the burner at low because it really doesn't need to cook anymore. The chicken's pretty much good to go. I'm just gonna put these in a couple piles so we can dump some cheese on it. All right, so I've turned the heat off, and basically at this time, the cheese just needs to melt. So mozzarella melts really fast, so I'm not too worried about this. What I'll do is probably just load it up on cheese here, close the lid to let it melt, and then we'll make our sandwiches. All right, so this is how I like to make the sandwiches. And man, this is messy. All right, we'll get the chicken mostly on the bun. Then let's go ahead and wrap this up. It kind of incorporates the bread into the flavors. This is just parchment paper. Let this hang out for a little bit. Let's open this bad boy up. All right, let's see. Oh, that looks good. I'm gonna top this with some green onions. Oh my gosh, that looks good. I loaded mine up with green onions, but this would be good with cilantro, maybe even some kimchi or a kimchi ranch. Well, anyway, let's try a bite. Woo! To say this is spicy is an understatement. Oh, the beard. Now, while it looks like it's all chicken, the mozzarella just gets in all those nooks and crannies. I've had a lot of fun testing this recipe because it's so delicious. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hope you like this recipe. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.